This weekend was a huge weekend for the Pokemon TCG, and we have to talk about a crazy deck that won of regionals. Hey, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be talking about a deck that there is no conceivable way that anybody, except for Tim Franklin, yes, Tim Franklin, the person who won Brisbane Regionals, would have expected this deck to win, and I'm not even convinced they knew it would win. But it's a really cool deck. Played it on stream. First off, I want to say congratulations to Tim for winning Brisbane Regionals. I don't care what anyone says about the player size. Player density matters a ton, and winning a regionals is always a challenge. So congratulations to Tim, and we're gonna check out their regional winning Inteleon Frosmoth box. Something really cool. We haven't seen Frosmoth box in a little while, so it's kind of cool to see it make a little bit of a comeback. And here we go. But before we do, if you haven't already, do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Tells YouTube this is a good channel. Other people should watch it. And I stream on Twitch again. I'm back to streaming on Twitch, so you can catch me there. Link to that and my Twitter, all kind of stuff in the video description. And let's just head over to PTCGO, see how this deck functions, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So this deck is going to try and counter Lugia, and we're going to have things like Frosmoth, which is kind of the backbone of this deck, and we're going to talk about it first because it's how we're going to power up all of our Pokemon. Ice Dance. As often as you like during your turn, you may attach a water energy from your hand to one of your benched water Pokemon. So we cannot attach energies to Drapion. It's not a water Pokemon, but we don't really care. Drapion is going to hit. The only reason we have it is for Mew, and they're going to have multiple Fusion Strike Pokemon in play. So Wild Style says for each attack, the attack cost is one colorless less for each Rapid Strike, Fusion Strike, or Single Strike Pokemon your opponent has in play. Mew is almost always going to have 3 or more, which means we could just attach one from the hand. If we're not just like attacking completely for free, Dynamic Tail does 190, Mew gets hit for weakness, so you're doing 380. And it does 60 damage to one of your Pokemon. It can be it or another one. So there's our one Drapion. The rest of the Pokemon can be powered up with Ice Dance on Frosmoth. We'll look at Alolan Vulpix V-STAR. It's new. 240 health is very low. However, Snow Mirage says for a water and 2 colorless, does 160, and this attack isn't affected by any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon from attacks by Pokemon that have an ability. Now, Lugia has an ability. Palkia has an ability. Arceus V-STAR has an ability. Mew does not, so Mew can still hit you, but you know what? You're going to be using single prizers and Drapion to deal with Mew, so whatever. Pretty much Duraludon has an ability, and Duraludon's an interesting one because you both ignore each other's abilities, but whatever. So Duraludon can still technically hit you, but for the most part, a lot of Pokemon are gonna have abilities. Radiant Greninja can't hit you, whatever. Silvery Snowstar is our V-STAR power, and it attacks for free, which is kind of nice because we can Ice Dance to the bench and then just use Silvery Snowstar for free with our active. And it says this attack does 70 damage for each of your opponent's Pokemon V in play. So, Lugia decks are going to have like a Lumineon in play. They're going to have like 1 or 2 Lugias in play. It's just a way of dealing, especially Mew. We can just go ahead, use Silvery Snowstar to deal incredible damage to a Mew VMAX, then become a Drapion, boom, game. It's just a way to punish our opponent for having a lot of Pokemon V in play. I don't think it's a great attack because most of the time they're not going to play more than 2, maybe 3 V-Stars or V Pokemon at the most, but really nothing more than that outside of Mew. You do have a retreat cost of 1, which is nice, and a metal weakness, not a lightning weakness, so also good to know. Articuno here, brand new with Silver Tempest along with the Vulpix. Ice Swing for 20. Wild Freeze is the attack we really want to use. It does 70 damage, 52 itself, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. So, kind of cool. Power, again, Ice Dance from the Frosmoth is going to power up our benched water Pokemon. Scoop Up Net, Switch, whatever, Manual Retreat. Doesn't really matter, something gets KO'd, now we just promote whatever's powered up from the bench. Wild Freeze, attack for 70, and then we get to go ahead and just, paralyze. Now, being paralyzed in the Pokemon TCG is actually very, very scary because they can't retreat, they can't attack. Things like Lugia don't have a lot of switch outs. Mew does, so trying to paralyze Mew isn't always like the best option. It could work if maybe you're like, they don't have a very big hand size or something like that, but they're going to be able to draw a lot of cards with Genesect, find their escape rope, and then just go into something Mew has free retreat. Boom. Now they're really not so bad. They're not like so troubled by it, but you do force them to have it. So, that's always a good thing. Anytime you can force your opponent to have a card or play a card, use their resources, never a bad thing. But Lugia in particular does not really run switch outs. So there we go. Ooh, we got in third person coming with that party of 10. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy. Oh, I hope you had a good stream. I appreciate you being here. Eiscue is such an annoying card. Block face for that water double colorless does 70 damage. Back to block face here. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this by basic Pokemon. So, it's not bad. It can be really good for dealing with things like Regis, other single prize decks, your Lost Box Charizard, your whatever, things like that. It's not going to be super useful in a matchup against Lugia because they don't, sure they can't Lumineon hit you and then go, but they have Lugia, they have Archeops, Yveltal doesn't even do damage and it can still KO. They have a lot of options. Manaphy to protect our bench. We got Radiant Greninja so that we can, if they don't have a Manaphy, Radiant Greninja becomes kind of a threat. We just power it up, hit Moonlight Shuriken, do 90 to the active, and then 90 to one of our opponent's bench Pokemon. Really, really solid, or we could do just 2 bench Pokemon, whatever we want. Really good card, and then we can use our Nessa to, they knock out our Radiant Greninja, our one of Radiant Greninja, use Nessa to get the water Pokemon, which is our Greninja, and a couple of energies back, put it onto the bench, Ice Dance, rinse and repeat until we've done enough damage with something like Greninja that we can just come in and start like Wild Freezing, or we can use something like Silvery Snow Star, anything like that. We do have the entire Inteleon line, so Drizzile, Shady Dealings, play this card from our hand to evolve one of our Pokemon. We can search on deck for any trainer card we want. We do the same thing with Inteleon, Shady Dealings, except now we get 2 trainers, quick shooting. So, you just put 2 damage counts onto one of your opponent's Pokemon, kind of fix a little bit of math. Really, really useful. We got a bunch of energies. Wash energies can protect our Pokemon from effects like Yveltal. It's going to protect us from Star Requiem, which hasn't really seen that much play. It's going to, it just prevents effects from attacks. Maybe we can't be paralyzed, all that kind of stuff. Emergency Jelly is probably the most interesting card in this deck. At the end of this turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to has 30 HP or less remaining, you just heal 120, and then you heal and just discard this card. So it's a kind of a cool way to like keep our Vulpix alive. We get hit with something like something that doesn't KO us, which is a little hard. Greninja gets hit with something like a Spit Innocently, whatever it is, from the Cramorant. It has 120 health. Has 130, it does 110, we go down to 20, Emergency Jelly kicks in, heal all that damage, and now we don't have to really worry about it. It's kind of an interesting thing. Same thing with the Inteleon Aqua Bullet, which is a very good attack, 120, and then 20 to a benched Pokemon. So Aqua Bullet's very, very strong for a single prizer. Just a bunch of different kind of support, trainers here. We have Battle VIP Pass, we can find with Irida, just get 2 Pokemon into play. It's worth noting you can only use it on the first turn. Capacious Bucket, search our deck and get 2 water energies. Pokemon Search, Evolution Incense, Level Ball, Quick Ball, Hisuian Heavy Ball to get a basic Pokemon out of the prizes. Rare Candy, so we can immediately go from Sobble to Inteleon if we need. Scoop Up Nets for reusability of our, say, Shady Dealings line for a little bit of movement, so we can reuse, concealed cards. Really good ability to discard an energy, draw 2. That's on the Greninja. Get some energy back. Irida, search your deck for a water Pokemon and an item. Marnie, and we talked about the rest of these. It's a really, really interesting deck. I'm actually very excited to play it, so why don't we go ahead and do that? Okay. This is a lot of Sobbles. Okay. Playing against Regis, which means block face. That's all we want to do is block face. So what we're gonna do, how do I want to handle this? We're gonna Irida, assuming we can find our rare candy. But I'm not gonna be able to power this up. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right play. Kaiden, hey old friend, how you doing? So far the stream's going alright. You know, we're playing, just trying some different decks. That's really all this is. Not what I'm used to playing, but here we are nonetheless. Kaiden, thank you so much. I appreciate you for the follow. Let's see, are they gonna, they're gonna get the attack. They are going to attack turn 1. I assume they have 3 energies in the discard. They do. They absolutely do. Plus, they already attached the capture for turn, so even if they draw 1, they can't use it. But do they have the right energies in the discard? At the moment, they only have 1 Aurora. So, I don't think they actually, unless they attack with the Regigigas, are going to be able to get an attack off this turn. So that's... No, that's all they can do. Alright. So we're going to level ball for a Drizzile. We got a we prized 1 Frosmoth. Not good. I don't have a way of getting Eiscue powered up this turn, hitting with block face. But that's really what I need to do, is block face over and over again. So we're going to go ahead. I think maybe I get a... I'm just going to get the Snom. Now I'm going to Irida. Get the Manaphy to protect my bench from that Regieleki. And an item is the rare candy. Or I have the Scoop Up Net in hand. I can go Drizzile and save the rare candy for later. You know what? We're gonna just go rare candy. Give me a decent attacker. We'll go. Should we go onto the bench and then I can Scoop Up Net it? That might be the way. And then we're going to go with... It's not our first turn anymore, so we can't battle VIP Pass. We already used a supporter. We'll go to Level Ball and an Evolution Incense. I think those are the 2 we want to go with. Go ahead and get ourselves another Snom. Are we a Alolan V? A Drapion V? This does have Drapion in it. I'll drop you there. Could go with a Drizzile. I actually think I might. Because then I can evolve this Inteleon next turn as well. And we're going to get our other Evolution Incense. And we are going to hang there. I think that's the right play, because now we can evolve our Inteleon next turn, get 2 trainers. We have an Evolution Incense to be able to get ourselves that Frosmoth, and then, yeah, we can Irida for, we can use the Inteleon to get an Irida, which will get us the Eiscue, and then it'll Scoop Up Net. That sounds okay. And then we have another trainer with Inteleon, which we can get something. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do. You're on your phone, so it's hard to type. Don't apologize. We're fine. You are totally fine. Don't worry about it. So we're going to send up the Manaphy because we're going to Scoop Up Net. Alright, so here we go. Inteleon. Capacious Bucket, so we can get some energies. And then we go Irida, so we can get a Frosmoth and a Scoop Up Net. You know what, maybe I go Air Balloon. I'm going to go Air Balloon, because this way I can constantly pivot. Right? Block Face. Oh, it's not enough, actually. It's not enough. Okay. Evolution Incense. Get ourselves a Frosmoth. We need that. Let's throw the Greninja down. We're going to Irida for Block Face, Air Balloon, Eiscue, Manaphy. We'll go here. Oh boy, this is so risky. I'm gonna risk it though. We're risking this. Did not pay off. We'll go here. And we are going to retreat into our Snom. Ah, man, I was really hoping we were able to pull off another, you know, like crazy kind of find a capacious bucket type of thing, but we didn't. We didn't. It happened. Okay, all right. We risked it. It's fine. We probably can get this Eiscue back. You know, we could just like Nessa. Okay, I don't actually mind that Marnie. I really don't mind this Marnie. Marnie's fine. Because we find the Nessa beautiful. So now, I mean, they Marnie, so they're not bossing, but now we send up this Manaphy. We can Raihan here, search our deck for any card we want, which is going to be a Capacious Bucket. Now we can use the bucket, get the 2 water energies out of the deck. We can discard one of them to draw. Draw some cards. We can attach the Wash Energy, Ice Dance to the Greninja. Done. Don't want to end my turn. Retreat into Block Face. Attack. Drop the Sobble, and now we can just Block Face on repeat. You just face this deck in your warm-ups. They missed Frosmoth's Vulpix VSTAR, so you KO'd the V 2 turns and they scooped. Ooh, yeah. Well, Regis can very easily knock out Alolan Vulpix V, so I'm not even going to bother benching it. And now we just Block Face over and over again, and if they do something about the Block Face, we just Nessa, get it back, and then Ice Dance to it, because we can get the 3 energies and the Eiscue. So that's the 4, because remember, we can get up to 4 in any combination of water Pokemon or energies. I'm going to save this, but I am going to drop the Training Court so that I can... We are just going to attach. I want to be able to start putting a lot of pressure. But I'm going to save it, because we can always Ice Dance. We can always Ice Dance. I don't really need to do anything. And if they Marnie me, fine, whatever. But I just never take damage here. But I want to make sure I save that Drizzile so I can search for the Nessa when I need it. I want to have that out. Are they going to really Scoop Up Net the Reggie? Wow. Well, luckily it doesn't say from the defending Pokemon. It just says, during your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. They can't Serena any of my Pokemon because I don't have any Vs in play. So they just get to discard and draw. Attach the Choice Belt, sure. And we're just going to chill. I'll be doing 70 every turn. How many Scoop Up Nets are they down? They're down 2 nets. 2 nets, a rod, some supporters. Okay. Let's... They're down on Reggie Rock. So I'm going to take the Reggie Rock. Force them to use their ability to either retreat it or use a Scoop Up Net. It doesn't really matter to me because we're just going to save Block Face for eternity. It might not be the most interesting. It might not be the most interesting game in the world, but you know what? We'll just keep doing it. We'll just keep going. We get a water energy off the prizes. It's always nice. Yeah, Reggie's was last format. Azul either won or did really well with a Reggie deck last format. So, you know, it was still last format, I think. They just give up. They just give it up. They ain't got nothing. So there you have it, Inteleon Frosmoth box with Alolan Vulpix V SIT. We didn't really use the Vulpix, but it's there if you want or if you need. We did play a couple more games. One of them was a Zoro box. We lost. And another one was a really weird, I don't know what it was supposed to try to do, but it was a really weird Radiant Jirachi deck that we did beat. We made some really cool plays in it, but the gameplay was just so long. And the video would have been almost 50 minutes if I included that video, so for that game. So if you want to see that game, let me know, and I can always publish it, later or something like that. But I didn't want to make this video crazy long. You kind of get to see the deck in action with Regis anyway, whether you're using Block Face, you're using something like the Radiant Greninja, you're using Inteleon to hit. You have your options. As long as we get the Frosmoth going, we're usually pretty good. And yeah, that's going to do it for us today. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, found it informative. All the, like, subscribe, comment, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you want to see next. You can always tell me in the comments, Twitter, you can tell me live on Twitch or on Discord. I have all that kind of stuff. But that's, enough about what I don't know what I'm trying to say. That's it. That's it for I'll see you next time.